1968, stem cells were discovered in Germany by a group of biologists. 10 years later, stem cells were discovered in human cord blood. In 1981, there was the first controlled in-lab experiment where a stem cell line was developed from mice. In 1988, the embryonic stem cell lines were created from a hamster. In 1997, the leukemia origin was found as a stem cell, indicating possible proof of cancer stem cells.
So what is a stem cell? Well, to be more frank, there are two different types of stem cells. The first is the embryonic, which are found in the embryo 4 to 5 days after fertilization and are pluripotent, meaning they have the ability to specialize into any type of cell. The second is somatic, which are found in the human body that are specialized to a certain type of tissue, yet are still blank cells. So how do stem cells work? The way they work is that when there's repairable damage to a part of the body, somatic stem cells multiply and replace the damaged cells. For example, when muscle is damaged, specialized muscle stem cells repair it by creating new muscle in a process called regeneration. In some cases, the damage cannot be repaired, like some types of cancers or harsh burns. The reason research is being done is because stem cells are derived products that offer great promise for new medical treatments that could cure the incurable. This past April, biomedical engineers made a breakthrough in the stem cell research world and created self-regenerating artificial muscle tissue. Artificial muscle tissue was grown in a Duke University lab and implanted on the back of a mouse. Scientists watched as the artificial muscle tissue matured and integrated itself into the real tissue through a window on the mouse's back. So the goal of stem cell research is to essentially be able to create any type of tissue using stem cells, which could cure any disease and even allow for full regeneration. For example, both lizards and starfish have the ability to regenerate full body parts. How insane would it be to be able to do that? Casually losing a finger, no problem. It'll be back in a couple of weeks.
There are many uses for stem cells, but there are 4 main uses which make stem cells a very important part of the scientific community. First, stem cells can be used to study development. For example, stem cells may help us understand how a complex organism develops from a fertilized egg. 2. Stem cells have the ability to replace damaged cells and treat disease. This property is already used in the treatment of extensive burns and to restore the blood systems in patients with leukemia and other blood disorders. The third one is stem cells could also be used to study disease. In many cases, it is difficult to obtain the cells that are damaged in a disease and to study them in detail. Stem cells carrying the disease gene offer an alternative. Scientists could use stem cells to model disease processes in order to get a better understanding of what is going wrong. The last one is stem cells could provide a resource for testing new medical treatments. New medications could be tested for safety on specialized cells generating in large numbers, reducing the need for animal testing. One further area of research being done is repairing the nervous system with stem cells. This could be done using cell replacement therapy, which can restore lost function to fix parts of the nervous system, like the spine, which may not have been formed properly from birth.
The benefits of stem cell research. 1. Studying the way somatic stem cells mature into somatic cells increases our understanding in how diseases occur. 2. Stem cells have the potential to create healthy artificial tissue for use in a transplant and regenerative medicine. People would no longer have to wait for an organ donor. 3. Stem cells can be used to test drugs for safety before actually using it on people. The drawbacks. There's actually a lot of controversy over the research of embryonic stem cells due to the fact that these cells have to be extracted from the embryo, preventing a potential baby from being born. Because of this, several questions and issues have been raised about the ethics of embryonic stem cell research. So in 2009, guidelines for human embryonic stem cell research were created and state that embryonic stem cells may only be used from embryos created artificially. So since natural embryonic stem cells were ruled out due to ethical purposes, that leaves absolutely no drawbacks for stem cell research.